Hello once again and welcome to Indiana University East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. I'm Caleb Gillock along with Morgan Gard. We're here for the second game for the Red Wolves today, which will be against Central State University. Of course, IU East picked up a conference win this morning against the Carlo Celtics with scores of 25-14, 25-12, and 25-14. So a nice, easy win in the conference this morning for the Red Wolves. Morgan, what did you think about this morning's matchup?
Well, I can say I was halfway awake. It was a great win for the girls. Came out with a lot of energy and something I think that helped with them this morning. Great game overall. A lot of progression has come for these girls, and I think this morning's game was a show of how far they've come.
Well, once again, the Red Wolves now 12-9 on the season, 5-2 in the Kayak Conference. I accidentally said 3-2, kind of at mind blank there for a minute at the end of the last game, but now 5-2 in the KIAC after this morning's win against Carlo. Of course, now they're getting ready to play Central State, who is an NCAA Division II school in the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. The Marauders' last win was during the 2009 season. Lakendra Rothi, a 5'10 freshman outside hitter, leads the Marauders with 1.05 kills per set. So, kind of a tough past couple years, really, for the Marauders, as they've not been able to pick up a win in the past 5 years since 2009.
Yeah, that's a real bummer. I guess it's going to work, and hopefully works in IU East's advantage tonight.
All right, well, once again, we apologize for only having audio this evening, or this afternoon. I guess it's not quite evening yet, but we've been having some technical difficulties, and we've, for whatever reason, not really been able to figure out why we're not able to have video. We worked on it between games during the Carlo and Central State matchup, so not quite sure why we don't have video, but we will work on it, and definitely we'll have it for Tuesday night's Pink Out game against Shawnee State out of Ohio. That's going to be Tuesday night at 7 p.m. So we're going to drop out really quick and tune in for the rosters and starting lineups for both Central State and IU East. IU East is confident this will create a positive. And welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. I'm Caleb Gillock along with Morgan Gard, as we are just about ready to go here with Central State University, who is 0-8 on the season, and the IU East Red Wolves, who are 12-9 now on the regular season. 3 wins above the 500 mark. Both teams out on the court as the R2 checks to make sure everyone's in and brings in the liberos for both teams. Looks like Madison Yoder, of course, just came in for the Red Wolves. This really should be a fairly easy matchup for the Red Wolves.
Yeah, hopefully for our girls, it's a quick game.
So Central State will serve to begin things here in the final match of the tri-match here at Seton Catholic High School today. And back to serve for Central State is their libero. It's going to be number 10, Eugene Harris. And the Red Wolves will start off with a point right at the beginning. After that one goes out of bounds, a 1-0 lead for IU East. Back to serve for the Red Wolves is number 8, Caitlin Kelly. Caitlin Kelly is a 5'10 freshman at IU East. And that one's going to go out of bounds also in the backcourt. 2-0 lead for IU East. Caitlin Kelly went to Winchester Community High School. And they're going to call, looks like number 15. That's Brian Babbs for being in the net. And I'll give a point to the Red Wolves. 3-0. A great start here for IU East. Here's the serve from Caitlin Kelly. And that's going to be off the hands of Harris. 4-0 lead now for the Red Wolves. And Morgan just corrects me. Actually, Caitlin Kelly did not go to Winchester. That was Bailey Gates. Caitlin Kelly went to Franklin Community High School. I knew that seemed kind of weird when I said it. I was like, I don't think that's quite right.
I was a little concerned. I was like, man, I didn't know they played together.
And it looks like the Marauders unable to get the block up front. A 5-0 lead now for the Red Wolves. As we got an early start here at 2:30 this afternoon at Seton Catholic High School. Both of the matches before this both went very quick, less than an hour for both of them. And there's Katrina Detweiler. This is going to come in the bleachers up toward us. Out of bounds, 6-0 lead now for the Red Wolves. So Caitlin Kelly still back to serve for the Red Wolves. On a little bit of a roll right now for IU East. And as soon as I say that, her serve goes into the net. Gives a point to Central State, 6-1.
It would happen like that.
Yeah, seems to be the way it always works out.
It seems to be.
And a nice block up front by Bailey Gates. That gives a 7-1 lead off the attack. 7-1. Red Wolves with the lead here in the first set against Central State University. Here's the serve from Mallory Livingston, who had her 1,000th kill in the matchup this morning against Carlo. There's Morgan Dobbs with the attack. Here's Dobbs once again back to Harris. And up front for Central State, that's going to be Arnetta Brown with the kill. She's a 5'7" outside hitter. She is a senior from Chicago, Illinois. A 5-point advantage for the Red Wolves as Brian Babbs goes back to serve. She's a 5'8" senior. And Detweiler gets it over the net easily for the Red Wolves, 8-2. Bailey Gates going back to serve for the Red Wolves from Winchester Community High School this time. Here's the serve. Steinbrenner up front for the Red Wolves. Gets it back across. There's Steinbrenner once again. That's going to go out of bounds off of Harris and hit the wall on the right side. 9-2 as Central State is going to take a timeout. So the Red Wolves with a 7-point lead, 9-2 in the first set. We'll be right back with more IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. Hello, I'm Caleb Gillock, the host of Inside IU East Sports, a show where we talk with coaches, players, and other guests about what's happening with IU East athletics.
In the top 100 high school seniors.
Last year we were fortunate enough to do a variety of things on the track and then off to be able to be considered.
Make sure to join us on Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. on WETV Channel 20. And welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. IU East up 9-2 over Central State University in the first set. A great start for IU East. Central State really just not knowing how to respond right now with some small mistakes that are really turning out to be large mistakes for them.
Yeah, it looks like and IU East is definitely taking advantage of those small mistakes that they're making. So working in our advantage. Back over to the Red Wolves. And it looks like Detweiler's going to get it across. That's going to go off the net. As looks like Tynasia Haywood tried to get it across for the Marauders. That's going to be 10-2 now, an 8-point lead, largest of the match so far for the Red Wolves. Here's the serve from Bailey Gates. And that's going to go right into the back row, and
Looks like number 9, that's Quantavia Jackson, couldn't get the ball back in the air for the Marauders. 11-2. Here's the serve from Gates. And a little miscommunication there. It looked like both Quantavia Jackson and Regine Harris both tried to go after that one, but it goes out of bounds off the hands of Harris. A 10-point advantage now for the Red Wolves, 12-2. That's going to be under the net by Quantavia Jackson, 13-2. So 13-2. Here's the serve from Bailey Gates. And blocked up front by Morgan Dobbs. That's going to make it 14-2. And now back to serve for the Red Wolves. Looks like it's still Bailey Gates, as there's not been a change of server, as Red Wolves really just still continuing this rally here with now 15-2, so on about a 8-point run now.
Something I've noticed the Red Wolves are not doing is getting overly confident right now. They seem to still be keeping pretty level heads, even though they have a really big advantage right now.
Brown gets it back across the net for the Marauders. Started to go out of bounds off of Livingston, but Bailey Gates was there to save the ball. Now it's 15-3 as that one didn't make it over the net. There's the serve by Central State. And Detweiler with the attack there for the Red Wolves. Morgan Dobbs gently puts it over the net. And there's a point to the Red Wolves, 16-3. And now coming in for the Red Wolves, it's going to be Logan Beeson to serve. He's a 5'10" setter out of Avon, freshman here at IU East. Morgan mentioned in the Carlo game how Logan's really not played a whole lot this year. So that's going to stay inbound, 17-3, a 14-point lead for the Red Wolves. Here's Dobbs with the kill. That's going to stay in bounds, and that's going to be 18-3. A 15-point advantage for the Red Wolves. Here's the serve from Beeson. Set by Kelly. There's Steinbrenner with the kill. Makes it 19-3. Logan Beeson out of Avon High School. Still back to serve for the Red Wolves. And the attack by LaKendra Rothly, that goes out of bounds, 20-3. And Central State wants to take a timeout as they trail by 17. We'll be right back with more IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network.
This is where a busy mom can work toward a bachelor's degree from a top national university during softball practice. It's where a service member can continue his college studies from anywhere in the world, and where you'll benefit from one of the country's most effectively delivered online programs.
Woohoo!
So, if you've ever wondered if a college education is really worth it, this is where you'll see that it is. This is Indiana University East Online.
And welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. IU East up 20-3 over Central State University here in the first set, and Morgan Steinbrenner is going to block it over the net easily and make it 21-3. And Logan Beeson still back to serve for the Red Wolves. Her serve will come up short and hit the net, and that makes it 21-4. Earlier in the game against Carlo for Central State, they fell in the first set 25-13. Of course, Central State had the 3-0 loss to Carlo in the second game today in the tri-match. There's Morgan Dobbs with the kill, 22-4. And Madison Mangus comes in to serve for IU East. So here's the serve from Madison Mangus. And Central State fighting, keeps the ball alive, but they knew they were going to be called for 4 hits there, and it's 23-4. Here's the serve from Madison Mangus. Kendra Rothy with the attack, and that's going to be out of bounds off of the Red Wolves, and then 23-5. And there's a point to the Red Wolves, 24-5, and that brings up the set point opportunity for Madison Yoder as she goes back to serve. And Livingston that time for IU East, and that's going to bring the first set to a close, 25-5. Morgan, what did you think about the first set?
Oh, it was definitely quick. You know, I have to applaud Central State for their effort to just come out here. They must really love the sport, and you can tell they really love the sport. For our IU East Red Wolves, though, you know, great, almost learning experience for both teams. The Red Wolves are taking advantages that they probably would not have normally taken in a KIAC or NAIA game. So I think it's a learning experience for the Red Wolves, and I believe it's working for them.
All right, so the Red Wolves have the 1-0 lead in the match against Central State University after winning the first set 25-5. We'll be right back with more Indiana University East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network.
Dylan Newman had a terrible dislocated shoulder after a bad dirt bike accident. The long-term solution, surgery and intense rehab.
I trusted Reed Orthopedics because they had already fixed my ankle. And within 4 months of my surgery, Dr. Miller and my Reed therapist, April, helped me to regain my motion and most of my strength. Thanks to Reed Ortho, I can get back to what I love. It's all about trust. Right, Dr. Miller?
Right here at Reed.
Right here in Richmond.
And welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. IU East has the 1-0 lead in the match after taking the 25-5 victory in the first set over Central State. Not a whole lot to say about the first set, really. Red Wolves, however, looking forward to this one here as a couple of players that aren't normally in have seen some time, like right now Maddie Murphy's in for the Red Wolves.
Yeah, I like how Coach Niekamp is allowing these girls to come in and get the experience. You know, like I said earlier before the break, it's a learning experience, and they're all freshmen, and it's a great opportunity for them to come in and show off their skills and improve their skills.
All right, back to serve for the Red Wolves. However, Madison Yoder from Ben Davis High School. Here's the serve. Set by Mangus. Kelly tried to get it over. And here's Livingston. A 1-0 lead for the Red Wolves. Off of that play, and Yoder still back to serve. And that one's going to be inbounds. 1-1 here in set number 2. So starting out a little bit different than the first set did. Back to serve for Central State. Looks like number 2, that's Arnetta Brown. That's going to be out of bounds, 2-1. Once again, we've been experiencing some technical difficulties today. The stream's been on and off at times, and also having problems with our video once again. So we apologize for that, and I'll definitely try to have that fixed before Tuesday night's Pink Cup game against Shawnee State at 7 p.m. There's a point to Central State, tied at 2. Red Wolves have the 1-0 lead in the match. And here's the serve from Brian Dabbs. And that's going to be inbounds for the Red Wolves, 3-2.
Something I've noticed from both teams is how much excitement they're having. They're having a lot of fun out here, and sometimes in games like this, that's what you need to go out and do, is just have fun.
The Marauders had a hard time getting it back across that time. It'll stay on their side of the net and give a point to the Red Wolves, 4-2. Mallory Livingston back to serve for IU East. Her serve goes across. Brown tried to kill, and she did get the kill, 4-3. So 1 point lead right now for IU East. And a point to the Red Wolves, 5-3. Bailey Gates back to serve now for IU East. She served, I'm going to say, at least 8 or 9 times at one point in the first set on one of the long runs by the Red Wolves.
She was definitely back there a lot.
Now it'll just barely go across the net, 6-3. And here's the serve from Bailey Gates. Goes into the back row on the Central State side of the net. This one's going to go long out of bounds, 7-3. Bailey Gates, a 5'10 freshman at IU East. Her serve will go into the net, 7-4. So 3-point advantage for the Red Wolves as Central State's going to make some substitutions. And back to serve now is Quantavia Jackson for the Marauders. The serve goes across to Livingston in the back row. Killed by Detweiler, and that makes it 8-4. Logan Beeson back in for the Red Wolves. Here's her serve. Short end of the Central State front row, and that's going to go into the net off of the Marauders, 9-4. So a 5-point lead for the Red Wolves as Logan Beeson from Avon High School, a 5'10 freshman, is back to serve for the Red Wolves. Here's the serve. And it's going to be a point off the side out, 9-5. Regine Harris back to serve now for the Marauders. Here's her serve. Over to Livingston. That's going to be out of bounds off of Central State. And it should be 10-5. All right, so the official scoreboard's correct. Now in for the Red Wolves. Once again, Maddie Murphy to serve, and that's going to be a point to IU East, 11-5. Maddie Murphy's a 5'6" freshman from Mississinawa Valley High School in Ohio. And it's going to be out of bounds off of Lakentia Rothi, 12-5, as it kind of went behind her and out of bounds. So the Central State Marauders are going to take a timeout as they trail by 7, 12-5 in the second set. We'll be right back with more IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network.
I'm Dr. Ganesh Ramachandran, the region's only hand specialist at Reed Orthopedic Center. Patients love how easy it is having everything under one roof and how easy it is to get here.
I'm like, come jump on my hand.
And welcome back to Indiana University East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. Red Wolves up 12-5 here in the second set with the 1-0 lead in the match. Maddie Murphy just served for the Red Wolves. Steinbrenner will get it across the net for the Red Wolves. And Central State's going to block and make it 12-6. So a 6-point lead for the Red Wolves as Lakendra Rothi goes back to serve for the Marauders. Set by Mangus, Livingston kill, and it's going to be a point to the Marauders off of the block up front by Brian Babbs. So a 5-point lead now for the Red Wolves. And the Marauders trying to keep this one alive. They'll get it back across, but it's going to go out of bounds on the right side. A point to the Red Wolves, 13-7. Red Wolves today in their cream and crimson uniform. Central State in their burgundy and yellow uniforms.
Gold, maybe?
Gold, maybe, yeah. 14-7. Red Wolves with the lead. Madison Yoder back to serve. And here's the serve from Yoder. This one's going to go into the back row on the Central State side. And they're going to try to go for the kill, but it'll go into the net, 15-7.
Something I noticed is that Logan Beeson and Maddie Murphy are both in playing right now. And a couple things about Maddie Murphy is she was all-conference and all-district volleyball player at Mississinawa for volleyball and was all-conference in basketball as well. So, you know, versatile player.
(16-7) lead for the Red Wolves. Yoder back to serve. Blocked up front by Gates and Livingston. And a point to the Red Wolves, 17-7.
It's really refreshing to see the our IU's Red Wolves really chilled when they're playing because they all seem really relaxed and they're having a lot of fun right now.
Another point to the Red Wolves after that one goes out of bounds off the Marauders, 18-7. And an 11-point lead now for IU East. Yoder with the serve. Over to the Marauders. That's going to drop in between about three of them, and 19-7. A 12-point advantage for the Red Wolves. Madison Yoder goes over to get a ball over by the sideline. And here's the serve. This one over into the back row, and it's going to be out of bounds on the left side, 20-7. So a 13-point advantage for the Red Wolves as Madison Yoder serves over to Central State. And it's going to be out of bounds off of their hands, 21-7. After that goes out of bounds off of the Marauder back row. Here's the serve from Yoder into the back row once again, set by Babs. And Livingston with the kill, and that makes it 22-7. 3 points away from ending the second set. So Madison Yoder serving the longest out of anyone here in the second set. And that's going to be out of bounds. A point to the Red Wolves, 23-7. As, of course, we don't have the video today, but if you saw the look there on Maddie Murphy's face, it kind of looked like she thought it was still in, but definitely it was out of bounds, just barely behind the back line there. Yoder serve barely makes it over the net, and that's going to bring up set point 24-7. The Red Wolf fans starting to clap as Yoder serves set point. This one will go into the Marauder back row. Set by Babs. Gets it across, and it's going to go long. 25-7. Red Wolves take the 2-0 lead after winning the second set 25-7. Morgan, what'd you think?
Another quick game. Like I said, really, it's a great learning learning experience, not process. Learning experience for our Red Wolves and for Central State. You know, like we said, Logan Beeson and Maddie Murphy both have come in this last set, which is great for them as players, and they're growing as a very young team. It's great to have games like this to help improve and polish up their skills.
All right, so the Red Wolves lead the match 2-0 after winning 25-5 and 25-7. We'll be right back with the third set. You're watching IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. Hello, I'm Caleb Gillock, the host of Inside IUE Sports, a show where we talk with coaches, players, and other guests about what's happening with IUE's athletics.
In the top 100 high school seniors.
Last year we were fortunate enough to do a variety of things on the track and then off to be able to be considered.
Make sure to join us on Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. on WETV Channel 20. And welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. IU East up 2-0 after winning 25-7 in the second set over the Central State Marauders. Here we are with the third set. Central State will serve to start things off. Red Wolves will get it across. There's Harris for the Marauders, blocked up front by Gates, and that's going to go out of bounds. A point to the Marauders to begin the third set. I think I'm done with my ramble here. So.
You're fine.
So 1-0 lead now for the Marauders to begin the third set as they trail 2-0 after losses of 25-5 and 25-7. That point will go to the Red Wolves, ties it up at 1. Central State University 0-8 on the year after they just lost to Carlo 25-7. 13, 25-8, and 25-14. And there's another point to the Marauders. A 2-1 lead for them. Now back to serve for the Marauders. That's going to be number 2, Arnetta Brown, a 5'7" senior at Central State. Set by Mangus, and Livingston with the kill. That ties it up at 2.
Something our viewers can see is how small Central State is. They're a lot like us in a way. They're not a really big team, so a lot of their players have to continue to play. And like we said earlier when IU was playing Carlo has a lot of girls on their bench. We don't. Same with Central State. They don't as well. So it's a little almost oh my goodness, what am I trying to say? It's really nice to see both teams not have a lot of girls on their bench, but see a lot of athleticism between the two teams.
All right, so 4-2 lead now for the Marauders as the serve by Babs goes across and out of bounds off the Red Wolves, now down 5-2. Here's the serve by Babs. And more miscommunication in the IUE front row makes it 6-2. Here's the serve. Killed by Dobbs. Set by Yoder. And there's going to be 2 hits called on the Red Wolves, a point to the Marauders, 7-2. So the Red Wolves down by more in this set than they've been down all day. And right there, as soon as I say that, they get a point, 7-3, now only down by 4.
That was the second time that's happened to you. So they're down, they get a point, so they're ahead.
Here's the serve from Bailey Gates. And that's going to go out of bounds off the Marauders, 7-4.
What I'm really curious is, what is a Marauder?
That's a good question.
I
know Mount Vernon High School. That is in the Hoosier Heritage Conference here in the IHSAA. I know they're the Marauders as well. Someone at home listening is probably going to end up correcting me on this, but I believe it's some type of warrior, I think.
Okay,
so,
I'll take that.
I think it sounds cool. I mean,
I think it does too.
I remember playing basketball in middle school and never figuring out how they said their mascot name, and I finally heard it in high school. I was like, okay, that makes sense.
I was curious. I was like, how would you pronounce that? Marauder. Oh, it's a Raider.
It's a Raider, all right.
There you go.
Guess it kind of makes sense, Marauder, Raider. Thank you over there, Kyle Garner, our broadcast engineer this afternoon. Tied up at 7 in the third set. Red Wolves were down by 5, now tied it up at 7. They do have the 2-0 lead in the match, and that one's going to go out of bounds and make it 7-8. Central State with the lead. Back to serve for the Marauders is Tynasia Haywood. And there's a service error that ties it up at 8. Logan Beeson back to serve for the Red Wolves. That's going to be into the back row and out of bounds off of Courtney Hunter, a 5'3" senior. And we talked earlier about how Carlo didn't really have any height, but neither does Central State. A lot of what I would consider shorter players, 5'10", 5'8", 5'7", 5'2", 5'3", some of those, and that's going to be out of bounds right there as well. Makes it 10-8. Red Wolves back with a 2-point lead here in the third set.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of height at all. I mean, compared to our, Katrina Duttweiler and Morgan Steinbrenner and Morgan Dobbs, they don't have the height.
11-8 now after that point there goes to the Red Wolves as well. 3-point lead as Logan Beeson continues to serve for the Red Wolves. Dobbs with the dig, but a point to IU East after it goes out of bounds off the tip. And it's 12-8. Central State wants a timeout as they trail by 4 after being up by 5. We'll be right back with more IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network.
This is where a busy mom can work toward a bachelor's degree from a top national university during softball practice. It's where a service member can continue his college studies from anywhere in the world, and where you'll benefit from one of the country's most effectively delivered online programs.
Woohoo!
So, if you've ever wondered if a college education is really worth it, this is where you'll see that it is. This is Indiana University East Online.
And welcome back to IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. IU East up 12-8 in the third set and 2-0 in the match. Madison Mega sets the ball. Dobbs will get the kill. And it's going to be a point to the Red Wolves, 13-8. I'm not going to complain, but I thought it looked like it was out of bounds over here.
I won't say anything either. We'll just say it's our angle, how we are sitting.
Exactly. On those yellow lines that are out on the floor, it's kind of hard to see. Red Wolves were down by 5, 7-2 at one point, and now they're up 14-8 here in the third set. Logan Beeson back to serve for the Red Wolves. Here's the serve. Over to Bass. Blocked up front by Steinbrenner. A point to IU East, 15-8. So the Red Wolves started playing really well again here later on in the third set. Blocked up front by Dobbs. Dobbs with the kill. This one's going to be blocked up front by her once again. Another point to the Red Wolves, 16-8.
The Red Wolves are definitely making this a quick game.
Blocked up front by Dobbs, 17-8. Up by 9. And number 4, LaKendra Rothy gets it across for the Marauders. 17-9. IU East now only up by 8. But they're also 8 points away from ending the match and walking out today 13-9. Here's the serve from Quantavia Jackson. And it's going to go sliding past her on the Marauder side of the net, 18-9 after the point goes to the Red Wolves.
Definitely a smart catch by Madison Mangus.
And back to serve for IU East, Maddie Murphy. Serving from way on the left side. This one's going to go out of bounds on the right side, 19-9. IU East up by 10. So a 10-point advantage for the Red Wolves. Here's the serve from Murphy. Steinbrenner tried to block it up front. Beeson will get the dig. Over to Livingston, who will get it to drop on the Marauder side of the net, 20-9.
Something we've mentioned a couple times is the pink-out game on Tuesday versus Shawnee State. That's a big game for our Red Wolves. Hopefully the whole gym will be decked out in pink. I know for the first 200 people who come to the game, they get a free pink-out shirt.
All right, the attack there by Brown goes into the net. Red Wolves up 21-9 as Central State takes a timeout. We're going to take a quick timeout as well. We'll be right back with more IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. And welcome back to Indiana University East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network. IU East up 21-9 after trailing 7-2 at one point. IU East now on a 14-point run. And it's 22-9. I said 14-point run. I guess it was actually a 12-point run. I've got to figure out how to do some math.
Maybe. Please don't tell me you're a mathematics major.
Are you really?
No, I'm not. I said, are you?
No, definitely not.
I would probably advise you to find a new job or thought.
Out of bounds, I think it's 23-9, and obviously I'm definitely not a mathematics major, but obviously communications major. I'll figure it out. I'm not communicating very well right now either, so Red Wolves 2 points away. Beeson with the dig. Livingston with the kill. That stays inbounds. 24-9 brings up match point for the Red Wolves.
Mallory Livingston has definitely had a great day today.
Here's the serve. And they're going to call Steinbrenner for being in the net. 24-10. Red Wolves still with the chance to take the win right here off the serve by Regine Harris. And a little miscommunication there in the Marauder back row. And playing a little soccer there, off the head and out of bounds. Red Wolves will take the 25-10 win in the third set and win the match 3-0. Morgan, what were your thoughts on the match?
Very quick game, very great learning experience, like I've said this whole time. It's great to see players like Logan Beeson and Maddie Murphy get out there and show their skills and show who they are. You know, both teams, really small teams, a lot of athleticism between the teams. So it's great to see how both played against each other today. It's been a great day for IU volleyball.
All right, well, the Red Wolves with two great wins, 3-0 over Carlow University and also Central State University. IU East now 13-9 on the season, 5-2 in the Kayak Conference. We'll be right back with the postgame show on IU East Volleyball on the Red Wolves Sports Network.
Dylan Newman had a terrible dislocated shoulder after a bad dirt bike accident. The long-term solution, surgery and intense rehab.
I trusted Reed Orthopedics because they had already fixed my ankle. And within 4 months of my surgery, Dr. Miller and my Reed therapist, April, helped me to regain my motion and most of my strength. Thanks to Reed Ortho, I can get back to what I love. It's all about trust. Right, Dr. Miller?
Right here at Reed.
Right here in Richmond.
Hello, I'm Caleb Gillock, the host of Inside IUE Sports, a show where we talk with coaches, players, and other guests about what's happening with IUE's athletics.
In the top 100 high school seniors.
Last year we were fortunate enough to do a variety of things on the track and then off to be able to be considered.
Make sure to join us on Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. on WETV Channel 20. And welcome to the IU East Volleyball postgame show. Of course, 2 great wins today for the Red Wolves that are now 13-9 on the season, 5-2 in the Kayak Conference with wins over Carlow University and Central State University as well. Now joining me is Mallory Livingston. Mallory, first of all, congratulations. Easy for me to say. Congratulations on 1,000 career kills in high school and also 1,000 career kills in college. What's it like to be able to achieve that twice?
It was really exciting. I only had 4 coming in this game, and I mean, we pretty much knew between 2 games I could probably get 4 in. So like my mom was like making sure she brought her camera and all that stuff. So it was pretty exciting.
Well, of course, a 3-0 win over Carlow earlier this morning. What was that game like?
We really just wanted to focus on ourselves, and we knew that if we played consistently, like our game, we cut our past game on, then that we could win that game in 3. So that was our goal, just to play consistent volleyball. So.
And obviously a fairly easy game right there against Central State. Started out kind of rough in the third set, being down 7-2, but you guys were able to rally back and ultimately take the 25-10 victory in the third set. What exactly happened there in the third set?
Well, we told ourselves just like be really aggressive out there, because that's like games like this you can really just work on some like team flow and stuff. So I think we kind of missed too many serves. We were trying to be aggressive, and yeah, so just our own errors.
All right, well, taking a look ahead, on Tuesday night, Shawnee State out of Ohio will be here. What are you looking to see out of them?
Well, I've never played them before. Actually, we probably will start scouting. We're probably going to watch the game film tomorrow. So as of now, I'm not sure if I know much about them, but right now we'll just bring our game and see what the outcome is.
All right, Mallory, thank you for joining me, and congratulations on obviously 1,000 kills and also 2 great wins. Red Wolves now 13-9 on the regular season, 5-2. They'll be back in action here at home. They have won 8 straight now. Back in action at home on Tuesday against Shawnee State out of Ohio at 7 p.m. That's Pink Out Night, so for all of you IUE fans coming out, be sure to wear your pink for breast cancer awareness. Red Wolves now 13-9 on the season, 5-2 with a win 3-0 over Central State with scores of 25-5, 25-7, and 25-10. Special thanks to Kyle Garner, our broadcast engineer, Morgan Gard for commentary, and I'm Caleb Gillock, the voice of your IU East Red Wolves. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.